Last time with the Whitestone Order. The group, with their newfound companion Zagriel, made their way across the lower mountains of Ishgard, trying to find their way to the Drakentail mountain range to hopefully save or rescue Selice's friend, a young boy by the name of Valoran, who possibly is a crest bearer, much like several members of your own. During this travels, you all fell into an underground river, and as you walked along, you found yourselves in a very strange ancient temple. This temple appeared to be ancient and almost lost to time. It had the trappings of a god that is dead, Takesis, the Dark Queen. You saw several almost like barbaric dragonborn statues, very muscular and brutish, almost less refined or less humanoid than the dragonborn that you are familiar with. These draconian statues took life as you approached them, and then fought. As you explored the rest of the temple, you found several scrawlings on the wall, all in Draconic. You found, in particular, through chaos and conquest, Takesis reigns eternal. Serve the Dark Queen and be reborn in her shadow. By her decree, the world shall kneel. And you found at the sort of the apex, or the most culturally significant place of the temple, in the feet of a 5-headed stone dragon statue, a wreath, a sort of circlet or bangle that was left here, protected by some ancient magics. The wreath had 5 gems, one for each color of chromatic dragons, and was tied to a specific sort of plinth or pillar that was found around this temple. Dispelling each of these wards allowed you to recover the Wreath of the Prism, an ancient artifact, one created well in the past, before anything that anyone living ever has known, before the gods walked the earth. Allows its user to dominate creatures and beasts and monstrosities and bind them to their will. And that's where we left off. Oh, and you guys fought a big shadow dragon demon thingy.
Did they fight the dragon that's like right there?
No, you didn't see it, but I did have a dragon skeleton that was like here.
Okay.
And when they took the wreath, it
Came to life.
resurrected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Presumably the last creature bound by this artifact.
It was mad.
Yep.
It definitely was not happy.
It was mad.
Did a lot of damage.
I wasn't happy I failed 2 con saves.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I call that?
It is
So-
crazy that you're like, it's a 10. There's no way these level 9 players can fail these saves this many times, but we'll do it.
That was from the
We'll do it, I
Draconians.
mean.
That was the
Yeah.
Draconians.
Mm-hmm. Don't threaten us with a good time.
I'll fail a save that I have like +4 2 or some shit. Like it's
I'll
and
fail
it's
hold
it.
my
10.
beer.
The DC is 10.
What was the name of that creature? Anyone?
Which one?
The dragon.
The dragon.
Lesser Death Dragon.
Was
Yeah.
it a dragon?
Yeah.
So this portrait is weird, but at the bottom is the sort of illustration. So basically, it was skeletal remains that like became reanimated. So it didn't have flesh; it just had this like purple, like shadowy miasma that filled in between the bones. And so I leave it to you. Whitestone order minus, minus Balin.
Perhaps we should, at this point in time, try to take a short rest somewhere safe.
Yeah, let's pick one of the rooms that doesn't have things that come back to life.
I think
Yes,
that
I
would
would
be
definitely
very
agree.
wise.
I think this one's safe.
It's-
Just wanna
it's
tuck in there
fine.
for a short.
I mean, for the purpose of this, short rest is easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we click that or not.
No, I have to call for it because people would like long rest or short rest before like it's actually a long rest. So
I still got my short rest there.
oh no, you're long rested.
I know it did prompt me is what I was saying.
Oh, cool.
Oh my
Is that what I
god,
did?
Alka-Seltzer
Prompt
is
that, so
terrible.
it's lagging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it tastes like crap.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy.
But beyond that, what do you do? Did
Are
it
there
prompt
other
you for the short
exits?
rest?
No.
Me.
Oh, because it
Prompted me.
didn't. Yeah, no. I did it for the wrong things. I got distracted talking to people.
Also, don't forget to
'cause
roll an extra d8 for chef.
Sure. Um,
I already used reagent synthesis. Lame. So do we see any other exits to this place? Have we explored all of this, or did we?
yeah. So you should be able to see most of the map, right?
Yeah.
So from what you could gather, there's not like a back way out or anything like that. It's just back out the way you came, unless you want to jump in the big hole. But other than that, this was like basically built under this. You guys are still under a mountain range, remember? And so this
Oh,
was
right,
built
this is an
into the
offshoot.
mountains. Yeah. So
Okay.
it would be back out to the river that you guys followed in.
Well, if y'all feel ready, and we're okay with taking the crown, I mean, we're not going to wake up the statue or nothing, right?
I believe
No, I
Zagreal
think we're
took-
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zagreal
Zagreal
took the wreath, and you didn't see like the statue didn't come to life or anything like that.
Okay. Trophy's going to keep looking at it, just like, all right, maybe slowly.
And yeah, and so you all
Yeah, I guess marching order wise, whatever's safest, but
Plum,
and so yeah, you all find yourselves back at the underground river, following it out. Or rather, sorry, you follow it downstream for probably another 8, 9 hours. And you kind of get to a spot where you're not sure how much longer it goes, but day's getting a little long in the tooth.
Well, we got to make camp somewhere.
Yes, a cave isn't the most pleasant place, but it'll have to do, I guess.
Well, I can create a little dome for us to sleep safely.
I think I'm still bleeding.
Isn't that sort of your thing? It's basically all I've seen you do. You do it more than Balin.
The
Mm.
He was making some pretty good lights at that last fight. That sword
You
lights
were-
up.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't see a lot of the fight. I kept blinking to a different plane. But every time I saw him, there was just more blood.
It is
Welcome here,
very
we'll figure
hard
that
to
out.
ignore the fact that your new friend has taken a massive, massive, massive beating over the last few little skirmishes you all have had.
Big numbers of damages.
Well, come on, take a rest. Dan, can you put up that shield thing? I'll see
course,
what I
let
can
me,
do about this blood.
Let me also set up some alarms nearby to wake us up just in case.
Fine.
I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah, it's fine for right now. Yeah, for the purpose of this, yeah, you all do take your long rest, or rather, you take a sleep. It's still not exactly comfortable and safe enough to take a full long rest here. That being said, for this, we are using overland travel long rest rules, which is you got to be in a safe place to long rest.
Oh. That one's always a bitch.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a
It's
narrative tool
appropriate.
than anything.
It's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
But as you all wake in the morning, and you continue along the path of this river, you see a glint of light ahead of you. It appears that the river does exit, thankfully, and you can see that there's sort of this almost like small like slit of light on top of the water as it rushes out of this cave. So basically the exit is like taken up mostly by water. It's like stone, water, a little bit of light through.
Griselda, can you shape water?
I can, but I think perhaps a little bit of water breathing might be helpful.
I can shape rock if we need to.
Probably also helpful. Do you just like rub it or?
No, with these. Just like juggles a couple of bombs.
Oh,
They keep
yes,
breaking.
yes. Explosives. Sorry, Short Fuse. I've seen you explode so many things, and I just always think of you healing things first before blowing them up.
I like to do both. Yeah, but water breathing would be fine if you could get
Oh, and it lasts for 24 hours. Nice.
So
I
does
would
the
take
bombs.
If we blow up the rock above it, it'll fall into the water. Oh no, then we can just walk over the top.
So yeah,
Oh,
you can cast water breathing. That's fine. And
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you see that as you all sort of dive in and up and under, it's not a huge distance. And on the opposite side, it does appear like this is like the exit and like turns into like a not a huge waterfall, but like a gentle like rapids that go down. So it's easy enough to get up and onto the ground again. Y'all are level 10. Like, you know, dealing with a side of a mountain isn't what I'm worried about.
Should be able to do that.
But that being said, the view this side of the mountains is a little bit different than you might think. Whereas on the on the southern side, it was bright and sunny, with the exception of the sky doing its weird fiery thing. But here, as you look across this, what you can see of this enormous like valley that makes up the interior of Ishgard. As the further you look, so you know how theoretically you can see forever, but you can't because of the curvature of the earth, right? But sometimes when you're looking out and it's very hazy or smoggy, there's like you just can't see as far because it sort of like fades to white, right? So you get the same sort of feeling here. And the further you look to the north and to the northwest, the darker it is. You can still see the sun. It's still like the sun is still kind of shining out, but you see this like black fog or black haze, almost like the worst like air quality alert you've ever seen. But it's this dark, deep, foreboding blackness that sort of infuses the air here, infuses the land here as well.
Oh, I do not like the look of that.
Did,
That's worse.
did
than-
they
Mm-mm.
did they know they're evil? Like it just seems so obvious that like they can't even think they're the good guys, can they?
I mean, I guess if they like that kind of thing.
Well, it's just lots of people going like, "Oh, we're crusading. We're going to free everybody, make things better." It seems like they just kind of are. The vibe is killing.
Well, everyone's a hero in their own story. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunately having to step back and see if you're doing a greater good or not.
Short
You know,
fuse. Can you make a history or intelligence check for me?
That's the nice thing about some of the ancient cults is that they were just like, "No, we're evil, and we're going to spread evil, and we're going to do a whole bunch of evil things to do it." It was so just straightforward back then, you know.
Goddamn, short fuse. So short fuse. It comes to your thought now. Much like Raxen, the region that you're from is home to the Nexus of Fire, where the Titan Ignis resides. The land of Ishgard is home to the Nexus of Elemental Dark, where the Titan Hecate is bound.
So he'll like be looking off into the distance and just turn to the others and relay it and be like, "Oh, I bet this is where the Titan is at, because that's about the spot where it's supposed to be, I think."
Which one, dear?
I'm not good with names sometimes, but I think it's Ikate.
I was gonna say that does make sense. But why there's that dark, foreboding mist over there? Not necessarily because they're evil, but because that's where the Titan of Darkness resides.
I mean, that still, could mean they're evil, but I know what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
that's a
I
good sign.
believe. Yeah, we don't want the Titans leaking out, so we should probably address that after we find Valerin.
Presumably, we can at least help work on that or stall it, but I don't know. I feel like we're on the right path. But that doesn't mean I like that thing any better.
We want to try to go straight to Ishgard, or try to go to a nearby town to get the feel of the area before we go into a major metropolis.
Are we going to Ishgard? I thought we were going to the mountains up in here. Or like this was like kind of
You're
the path we were talking about.
welcome to attempt to go to the capital city of Ishgard.
Yeah, I don't think that would be prudent.
I would agree. I just wanted to make sure we're all in the same mindset.
For what it is worth, it is not unlikely that there are people in this country that are actively hunting specifically you all.
What do we know of? What do we know of that city there?
Probably not. Ishgard is very, very secular, very secretive, and there is not much knowledge that flows out of Ishgard. It is a totalitarian state.
Where are we on this mountain?
You are at the party icon right here.
Oh,
Way
Not
down
that
there.
on
unicorn,
this
baby.
mountain. I thought you were on this mountain.
Yeah, I thought you were too, actually.
Sorry,
that's
no,
where we're
you-
going. I think
Yeah,
there's
no,
a-
you
Yeah, I think that's
started.
where we're
you,
going.
you okay? So I know it's hard, but you guys came
Yeah.
from the sea
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I
traveled
wasn't
through
here.
one
I wasn't
mountain.
here.
I know. You traveled
yeah,
through one
I just
mountain.
thought
It has
I
been
just-
one
yeah.
session since you got here.
Yeah.
But I removed the notations. Would you not use Q to draw, please? Because it's
Would
temporary.
you not use Q to draw? Okay.
Oh shit!
No, I mean somebody used like normal drawings.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. I didn't realize Q was a drawing tool.
Yeah, it's quick draw. So I removed the notations from the map, but this here is Drakentail Peaks.
Yeah.
Like this half of the mountain range is what is presumably the destination you are heading towards.
Well, we should head towards the mountains for now. I think we want to avoid cities, really.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go
And-
somewhere for supplies. I mean, unless we got enough to go through that other mountain range out there.
I mean, that's true. We might want to start collecting things on the way. Maybe we can find some people to rob, or you
I
know,
don't have
we're
anybody.
an easily identifiable group of people ever since Emily's gave us all new clothes. Short Fuse used to blend in pretty well, but he doesn't anymore. He wouldn't really blend in
Exactly.
here, though.
Well, what do you think? I mean,
we
can go north
could-
of here.
We could try to get some disguises if we wanted to go into town and get supplies.
Would also help us kind of put a pulse on the area just to see
Yeah, it's
how
so far to the mountains.
how difficult it will be to travel around this area and how careful we need to be finding a small city or suburb.
So you want to look for a village, basically.
Yeah, look for a village to maybe get some supplies there, something kind of small. That's basically what she's explaining. Small village.
But I'm assuming what's marked on the map is what's there. Not that we necessarily know about it, but like
I mean,
would
what's
assume
marked
we
on the
could head
map?
north by
What's
the
what's
path.
marked on the map are the large cities.
okay.
There are obviously places that are not marked on the map that would exist, but you don't know them. These
Yeah.
would be like this would be like the cities that you know of Ishgard. Like you know that there's a city here and here, with those names, but you know, it's like
Okay.
yeah, it's like knowing that cities in North Korea, right?
Okay. For some reason, I thought we had a more detailed map that they gave us. I don't know why.
No, I have not made a
No.
more detailed map, so.
No, like for some reason I thought when we, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's more of a use guerrilla tactics. Don't you know? So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm alright living it rough for a while.
Well,
Look at
who's
those-
really good at reading maps and finding themselves around the wilderness?
I'm okay at survival.
Well, would you like to try to lead us?
I have a +5 in survival. I'm not sure if that's relevant, but not necessarily interested in piloting the unicorn unless nobody else wants to. In which case, I will.
More so, I'm trying to say exactly who's good at survival. I have a +1.
Not me.
Fucking probably nobody. Probably short fuse is the best.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the
Short
best.
fuse, definitely.
Because I'm pretty sure survival's wisdom.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Yeah, I can try to find my way. I mean, you just
If
live in the
if
swamp.
Griselda's
That
not
much
good at it,
different.
then it's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair.
Hey, it could
Also,
be
short
strength.
fuse isn't good at it.
Yeah. One of my skills are
So
up
sure,
there,
short fuse.
Chris.
So as you sort of take the reins and start leading the group down this mountainside, just give me a survival check. Okay. So you don't pick the best path. You do manage to pick a path that isn't gonna like cause an avalanche or rock slide. But very quickly, you find yourselves in sort of the foothills of the mountain range. The slope has sort of evened off, and you start seeing that this like temperate forest has started to sort of spring up. And from your higher vantage point up on the mountain, you could see a good bit of this forest until it sort of faded into black. And you start making your way through, and probably 4-5 hours of travel. Keep traveling, and you find yourself in sort of this, ahead of you, this like small, like not ravine, but like you see that the ground on either side sort of rises up into like fairly large, like craggy rocks, and there's like sort of a path between them.
Well, it looks like this is the only way, but it looks like somebody wants it to be the only way. Maybe not. I don't know. What y'all think?
Go ahead and we'll do this.
Boom, 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 boom.
Get into it.
We humming the music sound effect. Not good.
Awesome. Perfect. So, Zagreal, as you've been walking, that pressure that's in your head has sort of subsided a little bit. But as you approach this cleft in the stone, you feel a pull towards it. And as you look towards it, you can see that that black haze that has permeated the rest of this forest seems to be having a harder time taking hold within this cleft.
My friends, we are in some sort of potentially safe haven from all of this darkness. Perhaps
Well,
it
that's
is worth
definitely good.
taking a look.
Definitely might be worth a look.
I mean, I like the idea of being safe from the darkness. This is kind of oppressive. Not fun.
Seems like it could be a good idea.
You wanna lead us in there?
So as you make your way in, the sun almost seems to be able to reach farther here, and it lightens. There's still a bit of that haze in the air, but it's severely being diminished by something. And quickly enough, you find yourselves at almost like an open field, an open like bit of this chasm, and ahead of you, you see what looks like a small cabin surrounded by a old well and like a dais of some sort out front.
Well, that looks very helpful. We want to see who's home.
Perhaps a little too helpful. Is
I
this
agree. It is a bit suspicious.
Well, we do need to get some good night's rest, don't we?
I feel like I've heard stories about this when I was a little girl, and like they left crumbs to find their way back. Then they found a house made of food, and instead of just eating the outside of the house, they went in and talked to the evil woman inside of it and got trapped.
Yeah, but there's more than just two of us. We
Are
can
you
take her.
saying we should eat the
We took Nana.
house?
I'm
Or-
saying that if the house doesn't have one of its walls, we can't be trapped inside of it.
Ah, I can make that happen.
Short Fuse is very good at it too. Just remember it as an option if things look bad. But we should
Yeah,
at
sure.
least see if there's something interesting inside.
Yeah, let's approach slowly, but let's approach.
I will lead the way.
Sure. So as you all make your way towards it, you can see that it looks very old, and in a lot of disrepair. Um, the windows are like frosted over with that like buildup of age. You hear only
No.
silence from within.
Well, I guess once we're grouped up, you want to give it a knock?
I will give it a knock.
As you knock on this like wood that appears to almost be like rotting, the sound that emanates is that of solid oak.
Any hello? And knock more firmly this time because I know it's actually a heavier door than it looks like.
Yeah, it's silence.
Sounds wrong.
Yeah, it isn't quite as decayed as it looks.
Oh, is
Feels
that
like
like
a
a
very
magic
nice
thing?
door.
Man?
Yeah.
Well,
Man, do you want
at
to
least
dispel this?
Let me try to. If we want to wait a few minutes, I can see if there is magic in the area.
I mean, I don't know what else this could be.
I would start unless somebody's gonna not wait. I'll do detect magic.
Is anything still no response?
No?
I mean, you want to try the door?
I'm just gonna try to open the door.
Sure. It
It
opens.
opens.
So
I was about to use knock.
as you open the door, you find yourselves in a much different place than you were.
Huh.
Entering in, you see an enormous room. Lining the walls are bookcases stretching from the floor to the ceiling. You can see texts and scrolls strewn about, almost haphazardly, like this place not has been ransacked, but has just not had the ability to be maintained like it should. Some of these books that you can see, they're written in all sorts of different languages, and some look ancient and almost in a tongue that is like derivative, or that the common tongue is derivative from. You see, as you sort of move in, you see across the large hallway a handful of figures. An elder man with black hair sitting at a desk. A much older man paging through a tome on a dais.
I do believe there might be a bit of magic floating around here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to like tell you that.
Yeah.
Detect magic. Answer, yes.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna get a bird's eye view of everything.
I mean, if they did lock the door, I guess they're not worried about people coming in. So
Do I see anything when I'm looking out from above?
Yeah, I mean, you see what appears to be Balin sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
Sort of
But it
like,
looked like an old person from across the room.
no, I said there was an old person, then an even older person.
I see.
yeah,
Um,
sure. If you
That
just
was
shouted
the
him,
joke.
Phelan, this is where
Hello,
you've
is
been.
anyone here? Hello.
Oh, hey everyone. I didn't expect you here so soon.
How did you get here, Balin?
I
Where did you
just-
go when Zagreal gave you that medallion? What was it?
I'll pull this thing out of my pocket and be like, so that's what this
Thank
thing
goodness you're
was.
safe.
Yeah, I just appeared in front of the store, and this nice librarian over here has been instructing me on what to read to prepare for the times to come. Turns out I'm a really slow reader, by the way. Not my strong suit.
and yeah, and as he mentions the librarian, you turn to see a quite frankly ancient looking man. Very obviously a scholar. Very obviously one that has seen many, many years beyond his physical worth. Yes. Welcome to the Eternal Library. I am sorry to have needed your friend for a bit more time than I'll have with the rest of you, but his time here will help him more than you know. All of you have an enormous part to play in the conflict that is to come.
Who are you?
He
Don't
sort of
let me be rude.
sighs. I suppose now you can simply call me the librarian. But long ago I was known by another name. Gillian.
Would I have known about this person?
Probably. What you see here is the combined knowledge that I can remember. What's left of it, at least. With each passing year, knowledge is forgotten and lost to time. He sort of chuckles. And even this is only a fraction of what it used to be. You used to be able to fill cities with the stories and knowledge that I held.
Do you have any stuff about demons?
I'm certain I do.
Could I have one of
But-
them?
But I don't think demons are what need to be worried about at this point.
Hmm.
Yeah, why do
Though
you
they-
say demons, Elise?
It's what I study, Balin.
No.
Yeah, what have you been teaching Balin this time?
So Zagreal. So like really everyone. Go and make a religion check for me.
Tell us to.
Yeah.
No. Just I don't want
No.
it to be epic roll.
Don't.
Because we're bad at religion.
Ooh. I've been studying.
Yeah, you have, Balin. And Balin,
I have
as
+4.
you've been pouring through
Permanent +1 to
the
religion. Thank
works that exist in this library, you came across a tome that speaks of the pantheon of gods. And it is written in the present tense, talking of Paladine, Mishkal, Majir, Lunatari, Gillian, Takesis, Sarganis, and Morrigan, all as if they are still living. One of those names is familiar.
Oh, Mashir, right?
He introduced himself as Gillian.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Which, if you hit J, they're all listed there.
Okay. Did you just say that and I missed it?
Yes,
'Cause it
I
wasn't-
just said
okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pull out the book and that I've been reading as everyone walked in, hold it in my hand, and say, "You said your name was Gillian, did you?" And I'll kind of show it to Celise.
Wait, what's your book?
It's about the pantheon of gods.
Oh, I see.
And it has his name in it.
Oh. Huh. That explains why it sounded so familiar.
I'm gonna flip through the pages. What is Gillian the god of? Do I know?
Knowledge, memory.
Oh, I'm reading that out loud. Knowledge, okay, memory, gotcha.
I'll read you what is written here.
Neutral.
Chief deity of neutrality and God and divine powers of knowledge, was an observer, appearing passionless and uncaring. Constellation was poised between good and evil, mediator between the two, primary proponent of free will. So he's neutral, knowledge, and making sure things are balanced.
Okay, so this makes
So-
sense. You were talking about things being out of balance before, so this is your area here. Trying
And
to
if
tip
you're-
the scales back.
And if you're helping us, then that means that things are not going in a good direction at the moment.
Yes.
Now, I will, Mr. Balin, the tome that you hold
And hold it closer.
was written over 1,000 years ago, and things, as he sort of motions around the library, I have changed. He sort of goes to one of the bookshelves and plucks out a book and hands it to you. This is what the world has to say on that same matter now. And as you open it up, you can see that the Pantheon, as is now, does not contain Gillian. It has Paladine Mishkal Lunatari, Sargonis Morrigan, and a sort of footnote on a burgeoning new deity named Tamix.
So you kind of disappeared into history, I see.
What the world thinks happened to me and what actually did, that is knowledge that is not widely known. As you read through that tome there, you'll see how me and my brothers and sisters came down to this world and fought back against the Titan Hyperion. You'll see where, at great cost to the gods and our divinity, we bought the world safety. You'll see where myself, Majir, and Takisis were felled by this Titan. That is what the books and scholars of the world believe now. But here I stand before you, albeit only a fraction of what I used to be. Just a memory.
Is this place all that's left of you? This library?
It's what I remember. I don't think it will ever grow again. It'll just fade until it's nothing but, like you see there, a footnote. But if I stand here, what lesson does that teach us?
Gods can't die?
Incorrect, Mr. Balin.
Damn.
Because here I stand, assuredly not dead, though not holding the divine spark that I once did.
So I'm kind of right.
What this can
I-
teach us is that what is written in the history, what is common knowledge, is not always what actually happened. It is not always the state of things. They say, in many ways, the victor writes history.
I have heard that one before, yes.
So, I ask you, who wrote this history, if not the victor?
I'm gonna open the book that he gave me and see who it was authored by.
This one,
I'm bad at riddles too, Balin.
Balin
this-
doesn't understand the riddle. He's just like, Really?
This one would have been written by a scholar out of Raxon.
I guess I don't know who that is.
No.
I'm
But-
gonna nod like I understand and close the book.
However, as he pulls another book, and it almost looks like it's the same book, but as you sort of page through it, you see the same sort of section on the Pantheon, except the entirety of it is written about Tamex, the one true God, with a footnote that there are these like hedge would-be pretender gods that exist in Paladine and Mishkal, Lunatari, etc.
Wait, pretender gods.
Yes, if you asked who has written these histories. Well, this history, if you page to the front, it's by a high cleric such and such of, Ishgard.
Oh, okay. See, I knew I should have looked at who wrote it. I was on the right track.
So does that mean the others are still here too?
Yeah, why did they lie about you dying? What does that benefit them? Or was it a metaphorical death, like when Balin got confused and I didn't?
No, why would they lie? Who has aught to gain from the world
I mean, Tamex.
thinking that deities have perished? And for much of the world, it is the same thing. Me being here does nothing to all of the people that followed me. But there is a difference. And yes, Balin, Tamex, this new deity that rose up, except divinity does not come that easy. You can't obtain the divine just by casting a spell or becoming strong. There is something different that you need to have, something that cannot be created, something novel.
Well, if Tamex
As he
isn't a
says
god.
this,
Okay, go ahead.
as he says this, Balin, Shortfuse, and Zagriel, you feel this warm glow on your arm, Balin. Shortfuse on your chest. Zagriel, wherever it is that your crest is bound.
Don't answer that.
We all know what he wants to say.
Dude, this is a goddamn serious conversation. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
So, Tamex could not have attained godhood just by will. Same as the three of you could not gain those crests just by will. And if
So,
you don't look too closely at or weren't there when it happened, it would be impossible to know. But when me and my brothers and sisters walked this earth and fought the Titan, there was one among us who did not share the same goals. One who sought to betray us, to cast us out from what we are, scatter our divinity into this world. One that sought to foster more power for herself than was her right. The one you now call Tamex. She was known as Takesis, the Dark Queen, mother of chromatic dragons, and subjugator of the weak. She means to harness the unfathomable energies and power from the Titans as her own. She has used the divine energies that bound the Titans to begin with to funnel that energy to herself and means to completely absorb it all. Unless, as he looks around to the six of you, someone is there to stop her.
So I have a question.
Yes,
You said that Tamex is not a god.
no.
more like
Tamex is a god. Tamex has always been a god, but is now just a different name.
Okay.
She fooled the world, thinking that she died.
And you think we can stop her?
I do. See, as I said, when me and my brother were shed from the divine realm, that which made us gods dispersed. Can't be destroyed, can't be created, just moved, reallocated. And it seeks those with the potential to utilize it. Looking to the three of you.
Oh, that's what these are. They're linked to the. That makes sense. Yeah, I thought I felt a connection to her. That was what she talked to me about at the council too.
Now, I fear more of my brothers walk this earth, or of my sisters. Assuredly, you all felt when it happened, as the whole world cried out in pain.
Yeah, we unfortunately had to watch Amara lose contact with her god. Y'all remember that at the council? That was awful.
Just all the nods. Painful nod.
I don't think that any of them are gone for good, but I do think that they are all, like me, stranded without their divinity, without their strength.
And we'd have to get that back from Tamex.
No. The Tamex can't take from my brothers. She'll just expand to fill this void that they left.
Okay.
So she's just blocking the way. We gotta get rid of her, or at least stop her from getting in the way.
Is there a way we can push back to let you and your brothers back? How would we do that?
I don't know if that would even be possible. The balance must be restored, even if it's without us.
How are we supposed to really fight her? Do we need to find more crests? That's sort of where we're headed.
Partly. But I feel like I said, she has been, for many years now, siphoning the energy from the Titans. And she plans to break their chains so that she can fully control them. Now, when we forged them, part of us went into them. That means that even a god can't break them. They are tied to the threads that weave through this world. They are as bound to the world as they are to magic, to the earth, to the astral sea. All manner of reality weaves through those chains. The only way to break them would be when those threads align themselves. A brief moment of time, you would be able to shatter them.
How do the threads align themselves? When? How?
So it's coming soon.
Fortunately, yes. It's a phenomena that only happens every several hundred years or so. It's most likely what she has been building towards.
So we got to stop her before that.
We need something more tangible to go on here. No offense, you're Gilead goddess librarian person.
Again, Mr. Balin, don't feel the need to acquiesce to what I once was. That was an honor that I bore a long time ago. But for more specifics, you have a few months. The end of summer. The threads should align once again.
It's not very long, but what do y'all think? You think we can save Valorant?
Um,
In time?
I think so. And if they're, keeping him chained somewhere in the mountains, it seems like he must be pretty important to whatever they're doing. Um, maybe finding him will also give us a part of whatever we need to actually win this thing.
We can definitely use all the help we can get.
He was always a very talented kid.
Yeah, Balin, did you tell Gilead about that? That we're traveling to save Valorant? He's saying we don't have time, or we it sounds like we have time.
I mean, now it sounds like we have time for, like, literal all hell breaks loose. But, yeah, we were, on the way somewhere with urgency before I was, abducted at this library.
Well, at least it turns out it was on the
And
way.
true. And while all the information is, very, very helpful, I'm just wondering if there's something more specific, something more detailed that we could do to stop Tamex, because right now we have no plans for that. We're trying to help our friend who has another crest and trying to add one more to our ranks, but I mean,
We
sort
don't
of.
even really know what to expect in terms of a fight. All I can
Or
think of,
how to
we have to.
approach a god.
Yeah, yeah. One that's healthy and stole power from other gods.
Yeah.
Well, if what I know of her remains true, she'll act through a scion of sorts, one she is bestowed with unfathomable power. And she will work through them to bind and control those they can of this world. Because if the whole world looks to war, no one sees what is done in shadow. But if you can stop them, you would be well on your way. From there, you can stop one Titan, one Nexus from falling. You stop them all. Like the threads that they are bound to, they're bound to each other as well.
All we have to do is stop one Titan from being freed.
Yes.
And once we're past the alignment event, we'll be in the clear for another few hundred years.
And-
Hopefully.
And
Well,
take down this super-powered
clear
scion
from
of Takesis. I assume.
clear from this disaster. I promise
Look, see, the plan's coming together.
Takesis is not dealt with. It won't be till the next alignment before some catastrophe befalls this world.
Well,
As I said,
it's a
the power, the balance now is... There is no balance. It is only dark. It is only evil that remains.
Well, I do believe we have a pretty good idea of who this scion is, though, at least, right? That man you had those visions of several times?
Well, didn't we also kill
Who?
that one guy? Remember he turned into that big monster?
No, Zarin was in the Zevran was in the visions, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I meant he meant Malachi. We killed Malachi.
No, the person who Malachi was working for.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Gosh.
Well, he's where we're headed. At least we think he is.
Yeah, that's the thing. We think he is. We don't
Yeah.
know. And
We do not know. But
Gilead is saying that they're going to kind of move in the shadows around the war to do what they need to do. So he could be anywhere, really.
But beyond that, I would gather what allies you have. While I have brought you here, it is only for lack of an ability to bring the others. The others that have found themselves with your strength.
How many others are there?
Oh, we should tell Bonnie about this. Shortfuse will sit down and start writing a note and smoking.
Fewer and more than you would think.
That's an answer, I guess.
Fewer in that they have been losing themselves or being lost. But more in that, same as yourselves, more can be found, more can be earned, more can be united with.
is there some sort of device that could help us find them?
You mean that mountain stronghold? Yeah, does he have a map? We were just talking about maps.
Their
It is a
maps.
library. I mean, libraries have
Some sort
maps,
of-
right?
Some sort of crest detector.
There, unfortunately, is not. And if there was, it would most like be more danger than help.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Un-
That was the thing that would be bad.
Unlike Takesis, you don't mean to bind anyone to a goal or to a use. Those that must do this must do it because
Duty
it
calls.
is the right thing to do, because it is what must be done.
Yeah, that's part of why we're here. Can't let it happen again.
Now, is there any other inquiries that you have of myself?
Would you be willing to let us rest here for a night?
Yeah. Other
I feel great.
inquiries that are relevant.
Do we? I guess outside of asking him, do we have like a map of where the Titans are located or how to get to them?
um,
Is that common knowledge?
I think I've shared it with you before.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen something.
Yeah, I mean, I've shared it in Discord. I will share again where the nexuses can be found. I'll make a map for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember you pointing them out.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's one in every country, and
Yeah,
be-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
I
if there's
almost want to say
anything
you made it where the capitals are.
Not always.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There were a few that weren't. I remember now.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you know our friend here, Zagriel? He says I seem to remember him being from a similar age, fighting the Titan, fighting the war.
I believe Zagriel lived after my time in godhood.
Okay.
But yes, I have heard stories. He was written into legend after all.
I assume we can keep these books, right?
Yes. Any knowledge you take here is knowledge that won't be forgotten. And as you spend your time here, I implore you, while time is short, the knowledge that can be gained will be worth it. You have before you knowledge that was forgotten, knowledge that few have ever had the chance to know. Stories and myths, writings from monasteries, schools, stories told around campfires, passed down from son to father. Strength that very few have the opportunity to gain.
Do you think you can point us to the stronghold where they think we have Valoran? They have Valoran? And maybe, I don't know.
I don't know precisely where your friend is being kept, but from what Mr. Hurley has told me, I would assume somewhere close to their heart, close to the capital, heart of Ishgard, the capital, and somewhere close to their nexus. Though I don't think that Valoran was taken for much the same reason that others have been. I still think near the nexus is where I would look.
Thank you.
I don't think I have any more questions. Sure, if he's like thinks about asking about the crest, but then remembers how it worked last time. It's like, well, maybe I'll
Yeah.
ask him about books for crests.
Sure. I mean, this
Yeah, I guess he would
is-
ask about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
The-
former deity of knowledge. If there is any
Yeah.
knowledge or history that you would be curious about, any lingering questions that you've had, now would be the time. While I'm no longer omniscient, I'm still fairly abreast of this world.
Yeah, I would love some help with this crest then. I mean, I kind of know what it does, but not yet.
Okay. We'll
And then some potion stuff, maybe alchemy.
Sure. We'll do that scene in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Zagreal, Balin, Griselda, Celise, questions.
I wanted. I mean, I would want to see if he knew anything about my warlock legacy. Like, that's sort of extra planar, so I might not have any information on it.
So, this is a creature that your family has found themselves bound to, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you know why?
Not even a little bit.
You don't seem the type or from the type of creed that would bind themselves to an entity just for power.
No, we were always told that it was just sort of like we were picked by the creature, like it, according to, family stories.
Okay, hold on one second. John, you got to bounce.
Yeah, I just fucking can't.
Okay, buddy. Feel better.
Yeah, feel better, John.
I'm sorry, John. That really
All right,
sucks.
man, it'll be okay.
I really hope you feel
Get some
better,
rest.
man. Yeah, he has not been feeling good lately.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a week ago.
Last week he had to leave early too.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah.
Re-say what you just said, Rufio.
Per our, family stories about it, we were always told that it was picked as if it were some sort of like glorious moment, for where that we earned it in some way. But I always assumed it was just a story.
So, what have we learned here?
Written by winners.
And
I'm a winner. Oh wait, no, I knew that already.
history
Sorry.
is not always what it seems.
Yes.
I don't think this creature has malicious intent, but more, it saw you and your lineage as a means to an end. I would be wary of it trying to make good on that.
I will try to keep my eye out, though I'm not sure what I could do about it.
Zelda, Balin?
So about this whole killing, not killing, but weakening a god thing. I understand that if we deal with the Scion, we'll deal with a lot of her power, but is there some kind of weapon or artifact or spell or something we can use to help tip the scales after? Something I can put my hands on.
He sort of smiles gently at you and just rests his hand on your forearm. The only thing that ever will come close to the power of a god is the power of another god. The power of divinity.
Available.
I can't promise that you will be able to
Proceed.
word go over proceed ascend. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't promise you'll be able to supersede her, but if there is anything that will have a chance to, at least you and a few of your friends here already possess it.
Balin will nod his head and stand up a little taller and give a knowing nod.
Meanwhile, why don't the lot of you take some time, peruse, read, learn?
I do have one question.
Yes.
So you mentioned about her wanting to control the Titans by absorbing their power, by absorbing the remaining powers of the deity. If she were to do that, would she be able to control the Titans, or would she just be breaking loose those chains only to free them um, to bring wrath against the world and destruction?
I don't believe that she wants this world to devolve to primordial chaos. In chaos, there's none to serve you, none to subjugate. But if you are able to both weaken the chains and, in the void left by that weakening, instead fill with your own magics, your own power, you can harness them, control them.
She nods and says, "So
Who can
she's
stand
found a
against
loophole."
who can stand against a god with the Titans at their beck and call? And less of a loophole. This is a plan that she has been enacting for hundreds and hundreds of years now. Wrought with the sacrifice of many innocent souls.
So it sounds like it's not a matter of if, but when. That is very helpful to help motivate us moving forward. Thank you.
And so, yeah, as you all sort of mill about and move throughout the library, looking at the shelves, finding stories, the librarian will kind of come up to short fuse. Short fuse?
Sorry, I'm here. Was my mic
Okay.
not on? My bad.
No, you're good. Yes.
Yeah, so I was kind of just trying to figure out how it even would work. I mean, I know Balin has used his before. I'm just not sure about these crests, and I know something about the connection I'm supposed to get and like how I'm supposed bringing us together.
Um, sorry, it's just skipping a track. Um, yes, these crests, they are fragments of what we used to be, me and my brothers. They are sort of a conduit between you and the power that we once wielded. Not exactly, though. They're not, or rather, to be more precise, it's not that you are wielding our power, but simply that you wield the same power that we did. Does that make sense?
Not exactly, but it's not yours. It's not the same power as y'all. That kind of makes sense at least. Wouldn't be
You are
like the
wielding
source or
power
anything.
from the same well that we would draw power from.
Yeah, but we can't do the same things y'all would do with it. We can do some things with it, but not the same.
Not yet. This,
Yet?
Like I said, it cannot be created or destroyed, but it will gather. That same energy, your control of it will grow. And at some point, you may be faced with a choice. Whether or not you stay as you are now or become something greater. But that won't be able to happen as you are now.
I don't even know if that's something I want to even try to decide, let alone take the other side of it. But that makes sense. At least we don't have to worry about it for now.
No, and as is the way of these things, the power that it grants you, the power that you're able to draw from it, it's you. It's not, you're not drawing from any specific deity or god or ideal. It's drawing and transforming it into you, into your power, into what makes you tick, what your ideals are, what your moral compass tells you is right. My apologies
So,
for
like,
not being able to speak more concretely, but we are dealing with things that are not concrete.
that I think that makes sense. Like that, it's for each individual.
Yes.
So mine could be about like how I want to help my friends.
Very well could.
It's gonna like stroke his beard. Well, I like that idea. Maybe I could just put kind of my ideals, my feelings into it when I use it, and that'll kind of help me figure it out.
I think you'll figure it out. Much the same as it will figure you out. And I think you'll probably meet somewhere in the middle.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in the middle of my chest already. Thank you. I think
You're welcome.
that's really helpful.
You grew up in the shadow of one of the nexuses, did you not?
Oh, you mean the thing the Araxan with the fire Titan? Yeah. Not I mean not right next to it. That'd be really hot. But yeah, close to it. Maybe that's why the bog was so hot.
Even those that aren't necessarily tied to it, you can. It leaves a mark on a person, on a soul.
So I have some kind of aspect of the fire Titan or the Nexus. You mean? Not necessarily the Titan, I guess, but the Nexus itself.
It's more of a light tint to who you are. Being born there, growing up there, living there. I can't help but sort of flavor who you are. Having some of that energy, some of that magic, some of that signature in your being can be powerful.
I haven't felt that before, but I guess I can think about that too. I guess I do like to make decisions pretty rashly. And fire doesn't make good decisions. Well, I mean, never mind.
Wait, are you letting the fire make decisions for you? I'm confused.
Hush, you're not here.
It might be beneficial to remember that when you come against one of the Titans. Their own magics might help to interact with their bindings. And of the lot of you, you're the only one I sense that grew up and was born close enough to one of the nexuses.
Okay. Well, I definitely remember it. I mean, it sounds like it'd be helpful if we run into. He takes a second to think. Ignis.
Yeah, or one of the others as well.
Yeah, I'll remember. I'll do what I can.
They're the Nexuses, the Titans. They are a group, but same as you can't have dark without light, can't have hot without cold, can't have earth without wind. They are, in some ways, three sets of diametrically opposed ideas, values.
That makes sense. They're balanced and they're linked.
Yes.
Like you were talking about with Tamex and the power. You can't really get rid of it.
No. But, as I said, gather as much as you can here. Time is limited.
Sharfuse takes a deep breath and just like, well, thanks for the crest. I've been now about some alchemy potions. And he just kind of like looks around.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, you can spend some time sort of pouring through tomes, looking through, and you sort of, as you're sort of pouring through these books, scrolls, you find a few things that catch your eye. You find teachings on primal spells and how you interact with that sort of magic. You find teachings that show how people can turn to animals. And you find books and tomes showing how people can work wonders. And Celise, you find books and scrolls and a diary of an archmage that claimed to know any spell that was ever written. You find a fable of a warrior who could fight as if he were two. And you find ancient coded text that shows how one could curse someone in the blink of an eye. Balin, you find heroic tales of bravery, camaraderie, and valor. Griselda, you find encyclopedia detailing knowledge from every discipline that there is. You find a small notebook detailing how you can see the future and possibly influence it, and a hymn filled with inspiring songs of battle and glory. Zagriel finds stuff too, but he's not here. And
He
you
catches up
all-
on the last 1,000 years of history.
Yeah. And you all have gained the first point of your mythic path.
Ah.
Ooh.
So these are highly, highly experimental.
They look like
But-
Skyrim talent trees or whatever.
Yeah, they're highly experimental. These are quick or like abbreviated versions of what they do. So if you have any questions about any of them, you let me know and I can explain. There are exceptions to a few of them.
What abilities does my cohort get?
Dude, fuck off. I haven't done that yet.
I'll work with you on that because I want to do something fun. I want Clarence to have like a thing.
Yeah, honestly, it's also a matter of seeing what everybody picks and then sort of
You're
evening
balancing
them
it.
all out. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Gillian. You're the balancer of the scales. I get it.
Yeah. Because there are definitely like some like really OP things you can do when I give you fucking really busted ass
Broad, or just like broad. Like
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
you do it. Yeah.
Short fuse. Wonders translates to channel divinities from the cleric class. There are 2 exceptions that I know are there, but there's a bunch of options there, and it would be like 2 of them.
Okay.
Primal spells would be basically half casting from the Druid and Ranger lists. Wild shapes would be Druid Wild shape.
Yeah.
Rufio, 2 spells from any class list, which
Yeah.
would become Warlock spells for you.
Right.
There
Yeah,
are
I'm thinking about this.
there are several very strong options.
Uh-huh.
None of you have to decide this right now.
Okay. That's helpful.
Trickster
that is
Rufio
Is it like the
Is-
new...
is Echo
Is it-
Knight.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Echo Knight's really fun.
Hex to Grand Hex. Let me look at my notes and I'll tell you what I have jotted down for that. Is some combination of Hexes now affect saving throws.
Okay.
Hex targets have disadvantage on attacks against you. No concentration, no action. Some combination of those. But definitely affect saving throws and disadvantage on attacks against you. Definitely
Okay,
those 2, plus some others depending on some knobs.
Awesome.
Justin, Portents is Portent Dice from Div Wizard.
That's about what I figured.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know if it's 1 or 2 yet. It'll depend on balancing stuff.
Understandable.
But it's fucking important. It's the reason you take that subclass.
Yeah.
Minstrel is Bardic Inspiration, and Prof in all skills is Prof in all skills. Possibly a little bit more for things you're already trained in, but like I said, it depends. Zagreel's options are Path of Legend, Path of the Avenger, and Path of the Celestial.
Ooh.
Nice.
Be awesome.
And possibly the path that you choose might have more features and options that get added.
You know, of course, I went straight to looking at cleric spells because they have the best spells, but they're fucking clerics. So
I mean, I
Yeah,
know what I
that's
would.
tough.
Drufio, I know what I would take for
Yeah.
that.
What?
Steel Wind Strike.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
What spell?
Steel Wind
Steel
Strike.
Wind Strike from Xanthars.
It's
haven't seen that one
it's
yet.
like a level 5 like fucking mage spell that makes no sense on a
Uh-huh.
fucking mage, but is great
Right.
for.
It's great on
Rufio.
me.
Yeah, it's like 5 targets, 60-10 or some shit.
See, I was looking at Spiritual Guardians.
No, dude, think big, brah.
Yeah, no, I know.
If you on 5e you can just hit not Warlock
Uh-huh.
and see all the ones that Warlock cannot get.
That's okay. Cool.
It does have to be level 5 or below.
Right. Yeah.
Or I mean, you
it's-
can
Yeah.
you can pick a higher one, but you can't cast a 6th level spell.
Yeah. Fiora is. It's like Fiora's ult is Steel Wind Strike. Her old ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely be one of them.
So yeah. Do some research over the next couple weeks. Figure out which path you want to walk.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
tentatively over here.
This one right
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I
But
gotcha.
I'm gonna look it up, think more about it. But yeah, tentatively.
Yeah. And that will depend on your preparing and stuff like that. Will depend on how everything plays out. But you'll have the slots of like a paladin or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
the-
at this
the kinda
point you'd have like 3rd level spells.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. And then the wonders, is there a list of those I can find? Not really,
Nope.
right?
Just use 5e tools and just look through each of the let me see. There's my yeah, I'll just look through 5e tools and hit variants and go through each of the subclasses. The two that I can almost guarantee are not available are Peace and Twilight. Because they're heinous.
Okay.
Peace
I'll
Cleric's
just
Channel Divinity is probably the most powerful ability in the game.
It's good to know it's banned for now. They're like
Yeah.
right now though.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you like light is really good. Because it's just like a big like smart nuke. There's I'm trying to think of the others that I know off the top of my head. Yeah, if you just go and you'd also get like whatever the base want, like turn undead or whatever as well.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, just yes.
If I go with Path of the Minstrel, would that be tied specifically to charisma as well, just like with bards?
I didn't think this through.
Okay.
It scales with whatever stat you want.
No, because what does
Experiment.
charisma even do? Is it the number of times you can use it?
Yeah.
No, it'd be whatever your primary is. I'm not a dick.
Self-use.
Yeah.
Thank you, because my charisma is -1.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't I thought it was tied to just level, but yeah, it'd be whatever the like whatever it should be for a bard of that level. And
What instrument would you play?
She would be kind of humming in the background that kind of grows and just kind of resonates in people's chest. Sort of like how like a grandmother would sing a lullaby to people to kind of calm them or inspire them.
I can just imagine like somebody on the front line being like, "Listen, I'll hit it harder if you just stop fucking humming."
I'm too soothed.
But you have to have like a focus. Is it gonna be like a neck choker that like makes it louder? That'd be fun.
That would be hilarious.
Just like turn around, just got like one of those horns. Amplify the humming.
Yep. I'm torn between Path of the Minstrel and Path of the Seer.
I think Halfcaster is gonna be.
I mean, that's a colossal amount of utility.
Yeah, I was thinking like most of what my character does is a lot of utility and some healing, but I can kind of blend all that into this one. The Cleric Wonders is good, but definitely down that path of things. But I still want to read about them. It might end up being better.
Yeah.
Wild Shape, I think is like a third for me, but I'm still gonna make sure because Wild Shape can be like kind of busted sometimes, and you know I don't
I mean,
have
it would
some
be
ability,
it
and that
would
be
have
good.
your anything that says druid levels is whatever is just your level. but but you wouldn't be the circle of the moon. So it's like an action. It's a lot less useful in combat than like other things, but it's still, you can still turn into a bird, you can still turn into bears and stuff like that, but it's less combat-y than like circle of the, was it path of, what is the druid one? Circle of the moon?
I don't know.
Path of
It's the moon druid is
Yeah.
the
Path of
boss
the
you're
Moon,
doing.
okay.
And so yeah, I tried to give everybody options that are like interesting and like gives them abilities that they wouldn't normally have, and sort of cherry picked some like cool things that are thematic
Mhm.
and go with your
Yeah, I was gonna say
characters.
the on theme stuff is great. That's a super fun way to do it.
One not to kind of scoff at though is Druid of the Stars. I've been playing one of those for a while.
Oh no, Stars is great.
Yeah,
it's
stars looked
amazing.
really fun.
It's amazing.
But with that, we'll transition back to actual game. Um, as you all spend your time here, you have anything else you'd like to do here before you set out? We can go and I'll call for a long rest.
See, we gained our knowledge. We talked to whom, but where we're going next. We kind of know what to expect.
Let me look at the map.
So yeah, if you guys want to like talk between yourselves for a little bit, because
Yeah.
I've talked this entire session.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So if you
So
guys
we
want to have
know
like your powwows and stuff.
we know he's gonna be uh, near the capital, near the nexus point. Do you have that map of the nexus points?
Talk and I'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Yeah,
seems
he's
like
We're somewhere in the word Drakentail of the map. Probably Draken. We can narrow it down to without knowing exactly where the nexus is.
yeah. Okay.
Maybe even Drake.
I think it's the way we were headed.
Drake.
Drake.
It might be a slightly different direction, maybe down by the capital, but we're going that
Yeah.
way, I think.
I found a
So
secret message.
Oh, I
do
do.
we?
I do have. Sorry,
Oh,
I do
God
have.
damn it. Yeah. Jeff P would be proud.
Yep.
Uh,
Um, do we assume Zevran's gonna be there? Because this is like critical
where?
with the at this nexus with our buddy.
He could be at any of the nexuses, theoretically, but it would
Yeah.
make a lot of sense for him to be at our nexus.
Yeah. I mean, if like, they're launching an attack on the rest of, the continent,
Uh-huh.
then like he's probably pretty safe in Ishgard. So I think we know mostly where we're going. We have,
Mm-hmm.
more information on what to expect. What we should do is alert the people back in Doma.
Can you see the notes here?
Yes, I can see the fire one up there.
Can you see
So
all of
true.
them?
No, only fire.
Only fire.
Yeah, just fire.
Okay, hold please.
We should tell the people of Doma about trying to keep up any of the Titans, any of the Nexuses.
Bet it's in the wasteland.
Because then, like, the more resistance we have at those points, the better. And like, we have to convince them it's better than defending their cities, which is going to be hard.
It's close.
Okay, can you see all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're super big right now, but
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, so Dark was much closer to Ishgard than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, because there was one way beyond it that was ice, yeah.
Yeah, right. Ice is all the way up there. So yeah, so we're probably somewhere, maybe not even that high up in the mountains.
Yeah, we're like over here right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is basically where we need to go now. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Random
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
Because I've done this in the past. Can I use wall of stone and stone shape to make tiny houses while we're traveling to rest in?
Sure.
Okay.
But remember, you don't long rest every day.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So you want to spend a spell slot or 2 5th level spell slots to do that? Then yeah, sure. I would not recommend it.
I had to do it in another campaign because I had a DM ban Leoman's tiny hut. So by the time I got high enough level, I was just basically like, "Fuck you! I'm still doing this shit."
I mean, here's the thing. If I wanted to get around Liam's tiny hut, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, "Really, dude?"
Also,
Um,
like, you guys are high enough level. I don't care about. I don't need to ambush you at the fucking night.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
We roll
And
on
yeah,
up.
I mean-
Sometimes it works out anyways.
Celise, I think we need to message Doma. You still
Yeah,
have that.
we should definitely let
Oh, I call that job.
let Juniper know. Oh yeah,
Juniper. Thank you.
Short Fuse has been writing her missives.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll reply to that with stuff. Okay.
Put any messages in there that you want me to that
Yeah.
you're gonna send and that I'm gonna
Yeah, good
respond.
idea.
To. I can respond
Okay.
to or whatever. Including short fuse. Anything you sent. I know you sent one to Bonnie, and I'm bad
Mhm.
about not responding to that. She's
No
been busy.
Yeah. I mean, just to make sure if she needs to come rescue us. Essentially,
Yeah. I
that's where
mean,
we
I
are.
guess we're a good ways from where she is. I guess.
But yeah, she would use this. She would need to know this information.
Presumably.
That'd be very relevant to have her come meet us at the Dark Nexus.
Presumably,
soon.
Bonnie is somewhere in this in
Sure.
like this region here.
It means
Yeah, you
she's
said she
closer
was
to
up
She
there,
said she's
right?
going. Huh?
Mm-hmm. I
means
think I
she's
remember you
closer
said
to
that at the
Iceland.
council. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she was up at Corthus.
She is up there because that's where she believes Penny is.
Is
That's right.
is Reclune a town?
Recklin?
Recklin, sorry.
Yeah,
Reclune.
it's a city of some kind.
Okay. And I assume the roads here are accurate. Like,
I mean, those are like the highways. Those are the freeways.
yeah.
Also, like if the zoomed in map is a little bit different,
Yeah.
which you should be able to navigate
So,
to. Oh wait, here I
how
can
do we
make it so you
get-
can navigate here. You can go back to the region map if you want.
Yeah.
The zoomed in one. Don't just. I mean, I don't care if you move the token, but actually
How do we get from here to here without being seen?
that's called something you got to figure out.
I know. I'm posing the question to the group.
Here, let
'Cause that's-
me do something real quick. And I will
Are there any
okay.
underground passages through the Ishgardian province? The Underdark. We could go down there, right?
You know what? You could. You want to try? You can.
We don't have the time for that.
I
do
can
have these
promise you it would be a
Dark
lot
vision
slower.
goggles that always trip me up. Every time I look
give
at them,
you-
I'm like, oh, great.
They give you dark vision.
Yeah.
That was one of my more favorite jokes I've done.
Every time I
Not
read it,
as-
I'm like, read it again.
Not as good as short fuse this session. Fuck, that slayed me. You're muted. Joe.
Yes, that was so out of nowhere too. That was fun. It's like, well, I can shape that.
I just broke. I was done.
So
Um,
that is the question: is how do we get across?
Well,
I have a horse.
well, we've
Horses
traveled through the
helps.
wilderness
could
before. We
help,
can
but
try to
it's
do it
across
again.
like open field, open land.
It is a
I assume
beautiful
there's
magical
farms.
horse, so might stand out a bit.
I assume there's like farms and random
Yeah.
level. There's people out there, and we need to blend in.
Yeah.
Right. I actually was going over this with the group before we ran into you. We're probably going to need to rob somebody.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly into robbing.
listening.
Well, I mean, we're likely wanted in these lands, so we shouldn't be going around as ourselves. Really even just letting ourselves be seen. And the only way to acquire things without being seen at all usually is robbing people. I
Well,
guess we could put on masks and try and buy things.
Well, what is it that you think we need, sweetheart?
You were the ones talking about needing supplies. I'm just going off of everyone else's recommendation.
Well, if we need food, I can always conjure some food. So we're good on food.
Look, I'm just trying to clear up the supplies problem that I was told about earlier. If it wasn't a real problem, I can change my solving.
Sharpies is always worried about snacks. Don't listen to him about that.
also, I think you guys have like a big bundle of like beads of nourishment.
Yeah,
We
we're
do.
level
Sure.
10 adventurers.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we needed.
You guys are
supplies
worrying
for. I
way
assumed
more
I
about
didn't hear.
supplies.
I assumed I
Yeah.
didn't hear something, and it was my fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it might help to explain that I play my character like he's got the need to eat all the time.
Now that I'm level 10, I can also summon a hero's feast for one person once per day that lasts 24 hours.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
We're good there.
For sure, fuse.
Yeah, so you do have beads of nourishment in your bag of holding. Also, you're level 10 adventurers that knew you were traveling across the wilderness and have a bag of holding. I'm not
Yeah.
super worried about supplies or food.
So we just need to figure out how to not get caught.
Yeah,
from here to
there's
there.
no other way. It's gonna take too long to go around. I mean, you can't go around the south because Ishgard's there. You can't go around the north because that's like way too fucking far.
On
I
here.
mean, if we had some way to get, I mean, yeah, there's a
So-
bunch of trees, so I imagine like we can just
Yeah,
get
if
across
you can
this
see,
and then.
Okay,
this
so there's more trees.
is presumably where the
Sauron.
nexus is.
Oh,
That is where the nexus is. To your knowledge, that giant fucking mountain that's like just north of Ishgard.
And that's
What's
what
that little
Gillian was
coin that's
saying, that
on
we
it?
need to
What
go
is that?
there.
That's my token for point of interest.
oh, gotcha.
I get, yeah, you can't see the name, but it's what I use to keep track of where things are.
Why is there a dragon to the east?
Those are, listen, the reason I'm showing you this is because I had this set up like this so that you guys can't see any of that,
Oh,
and it's revealed when you get close. So those are just my extra tokens.
okay. So don't
So-
go east.
No, those are just my, fuck off.
Okay.
But no, that's just where I have like, those are,
Sure.
that's just, that's behind
your
the scenes
bank.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
Behind
showing
the
you
curtain.
this now so that I can show you
No,
where
no,
this
you're
is.
good. Yeah, I mean, we should probably follow south to the water and cut across, like away from, the crossroads a little bit.
Probably want to stay back from Ishgard as much as we can too, so maybe we're
Yeah, but probably sit in the woods for a certain amount of time and gauge traffic. I mean, it all depends on how far this is. This could be like, 2 miles or something. There's no telling. It's not like it's just crossing the road.
For what it is worth, the scaleless map is like this valley is about 100 miles. Somewhere
Yeah.
between 100 and 200 miles across
Sure.
from like
Yeah,
here
so
to here.
that's gonna be like,
It's a trek.
10 miles, 5 miles across the highway.
By the way, the last day of summer is September 30th.
Oh.
Okay. So like 2.5 months, right? Or it's in July right now.
I posted the current date earlier today and pinned it,
He did.
Right.
which
Looks
I'm
like
sure
the
you guys are like, okay,
Yeah.
why is this relevant?
Yeah.
It's weird that you said that on July 17th.
I was
Well, it's
also
also not
Assumed it must-
1459.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
It would help to have outfits. I think you're right, Celise. I think a disguise might be the best option. Does anyone have like magic to do that? I know I've heard of it being done before, but
Only on myself and quite extravagantly.
yeah, understated is what we're going for here, Celise.
Yeah.
Well, this is the old-fashioned way, like you said, just relieve some people of their
Right.
clothing.
Or
We're gonna have
maybe we can find some, or like, oh, they'll have a chest on a wagon and we can take their chest and not have to beat them up.
Well, let's move a little closer to the road.
Yeah.
Enough to where we might see some bystanders, but not within eye shot or earshot. And kind of take our time heading southwest.
Would I
The-
know enough about tailoring to be able to at least fabricate some simple looking cloaks for us?
I mean, cloaks, yeah. More than that, don't you need, what do you need for fabricate?
Usually you just need the materials, and if it's anything past something like simple, like
Yeah,
fabricating like you're gonna need the profession proficiency to do anything like weapons or armor or anything like that.
or clothes, because that's a profession.
Yeah, that's why I was asking for just like cloaks at the simplest, but I wasn't sure if that
So
would
yeah, I
qualify.
mean, you can definitely make cloaks. If you're trying to make like a whole regalia, then I'm gonna say probably not. And I mean, you guys do have a plethora of clothes and items that you have collected over time,
Yeah.
some of which might be useful for sneaking.
Is it in
Yeah, I
the
was thinking the
party loot?
Ishgard like uniforms are what we need as we get closer. If we have to sneak into a place, we could look at whatever they wear. If we
I
need
know
it.
at least
But,
some of you have some items that might be helpful.
See a lot of spell scrolls.
Yeah. I don't know where they got off to, but I know you
There's
have them.
those dark vision goggles.
we do have
There's
those
dark-
cloaks.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
those
thinking
cloak of Elvenkind. Yeah, that must be what we
The-
could use.
Pirufwati or
The
whatever it's called.
Wafwi.
Yeah.
That's only if we travel at night, though.
Sure. Where are you?
Yeah. I mean, that's
no,
fine.
Where are you?
Oh, it's always dark where we are. In the haze.
Might work.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if those things only work in the dark and it's dark all the time.
It's a good start.
It's less of it's always dark, more that the darkness here might be enough to keep them from disintegrating.
Yeah.
But I think you only have 2, maybe 3 of them.
I have one.
Yeah. I have one.
And do you have one, Celise? You're muted.
I don't know why I wouldn't have one. I had one before.
Didn't someone put it on and it burned up?
No.
No, I think we made a joke that would happen if we tried to
Okay,
use
I
it.
thought
to
maybe
sneak somewhere.
John did.
Did Michael die with one?
No, he died that fight.
He died there, but
He died
Okay, I was like, yeah, Grimace. Is that where that happened?
but he never got a chance to loot them.
Yeah, I think it's only the 3.
I don't
that
see
the
mine.
most.
I may have gotten rid of it.
I mean, you may have just traded it to somebody.
Uh-huh.
We looking through the
But
party.
beyond that, figure out, think about what you can do to keep hidden. You know, yeah,
Wait.
you're in, you're in Ishgard. Have fun.
Can we like study about the accents here while we're in the library or something? That could help us like disguise our voices. I don't know. I'm just thinking of any kind of like mild bonus we can get to hiding.
True. I mean that is a great idea. That would matter if I could do more than 3 accents.
Oh, you do a great job, man. We're gonna get our way into that workshop at Gen Con. It's gonna be great.
But yeah, so what else you got for plans? Ideas, thoughts?
So Gillian said we're supposed to go to the Nexus, right? Or,
Yeah.
He said that
It's likely.
presumably
it's
it is likely that Valoran is being held somewhere close to the Nexus.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need
Whether
to
or
head
not
that
that is like next door or like on a neighboring mountain, it's unclear.
Yeah, like it could be over here, it could be over here, it could be out here. But it's somewhere in this general area.
I think
Yeah,
we
if
try
I
to
had
keep.
if I had to guess, I would say it's somewhere in like the Telltale.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think we need to just keep a low profile through the thickest part of the wood that we can. As we get, and then cut across as we get closer to the road. Shorter rests and more lookouts. Try to find a time in the dead of night to like hustle across. All while wearing our robes to give us the best chance we have. If we run across some people along the way, that look like we could get something of value off of them, then probably, seize that opportunity. But we want to try to stealth our way as close as we can.
Cool.
Once we get closer, we'll have to see what we see.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you gotta.
We'll see something.
I mean, it's you might be able to sneak into wherever you're going. Good news is you no longer have Ferric, so it's not like the first sign of trouble. There's gonna be bang, 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 bang.
Right, there's a giant loud robot kicking every door down.
Is
Yeah.
Zagreal that different though?
He's a bit more of a snake.
Yeah, suddenly he's a snake person.
I feel like he's still gonna run headfirst into a fight.
I mean, he has a million HP. He should.
Yeah.
This time
Yeah,
he can open the doors with abandon, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. If he's
you-
taken, huh?
I was gonna ask Shortfuse something. Go ahead.
No, you.
Can you make us any kind of potions that would help us in being stealthy? We only have a few of these cloaks to go around, so any kind of anything we need to use when we need to be stealthy.
I should be able to whip something up. Let me see what I can do.
Who do we want to give my Heroes Feast to?
We'll worry about that at the beginning of
What is
like
it?
next session.
What is the Hero's Feast?
So I can make potions of invisibility. It takes a lot of reagents for that one, though.
Okay.
Potion of advantage might be good, so you can be a little bit better when you're trying to be stealthy. You can do things like climb, but I need time to make those. I can't make those on command like the other ones I make.
Well, we will be traveling through the woods for a few days. Maybe as we're taking rests, that can be your go-to.
So that might be something I'm going to have to do most of the trip then, is gather these supplies. And we'll have to go somewhere at least once so I can get some vials.
Oh, do we not have any?
I mean, I think I would have bought some if there was a chance, but I didn't think about buying a
would
bunch
be-
of them, no.
I mean, there's like 30 in the party loot.
Are
Yeah,
there?
like that's what I mean. They're there. I just don't know how many.
There's like 30 of them.
There's a bunch of like materials in there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
I
could
don't
look through
see
that
vials.
and make some potions. I'm
Under
pretty sure we could
loot.
spend the time like kind of making
okay.
potions to use.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, and
but-
potions are great for getting past or through one thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
which is what we need right now. We're just gonna have to get past like I assume a series of, obstacles.
Yeah, we can
Who
do things like get
knows?
some climbing potions, and that'll help us get through the mountains.
Yeah, I did get something involving climbing too. I thought maybe not.
All right, so I guess like wherever we travel, while we're like overworld traveling, Shorefuse is going to gather ingredients, but we can just
Okay.
make that part of the role playing we do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there'll be a
The node thing
travel
we do.
section
Mhm.
for sure.
All right, good notes.
I realize we have a Dark Shard amulet that a warlock can use.
What does a dark shard amulet do?
You can use it as a spellcasting focus for warlocks, and you can try to cast a cantrip that you don't know. The cantrip must be on the warlock spell list, and must make a DC 10 Intelligence Arcana check. If it succeeds, you cast a spell. If the check fails, so does the spell, and the action used to cast a spell is wasted. In either case, you can't use property again.
No, I'm
until you
good.
finish long rest.
Read the line where it says it requires attunement, and you'll realize Lights Elise did not equip it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a common item, and yeah.
How do I look at the party loot again? Like,
You should just be able to double click on the unicorn.
oh,
Or
I
if
see.
you go to
Got it.
the on the right, the people tab, it's underneath objects.
If you
Oh,
can just
cool.
double click on the token on this region map too, I think.
Yeah,
that
but
worked
if
fine.
it's not on the map though, I'm just
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah.
And if I'm casting a cantrip, something's horribly wrong.
If you're casting cantrip that's not Eldritch Blast.
I mean, I shouldn't even be doing that. That's not how my character's built. I mean, I
No, I
can
know.
do it. I do it just as fine as any other warlock because, duh,
Yeah,
I took
yeah.
Agonizing Blast.
Yeah.
Why isn't somebody using the rope of climbing that we have? Holy shit. That doesn't require attunement.
I didn't even know that was in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
because, yeah.
you guys, you found it along with a bunch of hunting and climbing stuff in the sticks of dynamite you used like fucking 2 years ago.
Of course, we remembered the dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of like a cache you found as part of one of the travel sequences that somebody had just left there, like as like they're what they were using.
I think
Yeah, I have
that's
a whole bunch of
plan-wise.
metal bars that I think would be really awesome, like adamantine, ice steel, some iron.
Yeah. Yeah, except the guy you knew that knew how to forge and work with metal fucking turned into a diplomat.
Wishy old man.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. We got that spell guard shield for Balin, right?
Yeah, I
think I
don't know
have
if
it
I
on.
actually, I didn't. Yeah,
yeah, I do.
I thought
I
I
do.
added it, didn't I?
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
unequipped
yeah,
it.
yeah, I did.
Could not remember if we followed up. All good.
Yep.
Reactive.
Oh yeah, I equipped that immediately.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's probably our general plan.
Okay. It's a good plan.
Yeah,
It's a plan.
it's a plan.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's good, we'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm not a planner. That's not what I went to school for.
I also feel like Balin could hold on to the potion of invulnerability for emergencies.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, take that. I was also thinking about. Oh, by the way, I linked my ability that has Hero's Feast, which you click on Hero's Feast and it tells you what it does.
Yeah, I mean, Hero's Feast is super good.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
I'll
amazing.
I'll figure out something for to make that easy to use.
I mean, I do have the bag of holding on me, but if it's not in my inventory, I don't look at it.
I don't blame you.
That's fair. I mean, there's a ton of stuff you guys just threw into the party bag
Yeah,
of
I
holding
know.
loot and just fucking forgot about.
Uh-huh.
I like this alabaster mask of true darkness. That's really cool.
Yeah, nobody ever fucking put it on.
Well, it gives you blind sight.
Yeah.
And you can't see otherwise.
It's yet another attunement issue for me.
And it's
What do you mean?
attunement too. We have a lot of
And an
attunement
attunement.
stuff.
The mask I think requires attunement, doesn't it?
It does.
Uh-huh.
It does.
What do you mean you can't see otherwise, Rufio?
Oh, I thought you could. I thought all you had was the blind sight. Honestly, when I read it initially.
Yeah, I thought like you just can only see 10 feet.
No, it doesn't
It's
say
not what
anything
it
about
says,
being
though.
blinded. It
Yeah.
just says you
No,
have
it doesn't
blind
say
sight.
that though. Uh-huh.
I'd say if one of our melee characters has an extra attunement slot, that's an amazing thing to have.
Well, can Clarence meld it into his existing helmet? 'Cause that's the only way he'll wear it. He
It
could like
can go
put it
under.
on and then put the
Because-
helmet over it.
That wand might be worthwhile for someone as well, just randomly the blast stick.
I didn't mean to click that.
There goes a charge.
You
Good
did.
job,
Got that.
Sillies.
Got him.
Mhm.
No, don't wave it like that. That's what made it do that.
I mean, it's really not worth a damn thing now. But when
I
I
know.
gave it to you 2 years ago, it was it would have been useful for somebody. Now it's just straight worse than all of your shit.
Oops.
Dude, Clarence is a fucking goddamn monster. Look at that shit.
Whack. How do I look
good.
at my fucking inventory?
The
Like
bag
my
icon.
my armor sheet, like the pop out.
Oh, at the top, click the person icon.
Okay.
I haven't been like updating that for you guys. It's more
No,
just
yeah,
to
I've
like
been
keep track.
keeping up with it.
But yeah, no, that sword is a fucking monster. And literally, when I gave it to you, I was like, oh, nobody has a use for this. It's super good, but there's nobody that uses a great sword in this party, so it's fine. Because Clarence was fucking dead.
Didn't have to worry about oops.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm fine with Clarence having the fucking best weapon in the party.
Yup.
Yeah.
The only +2.
Yep.
I'm gonna give Clarence the alabaster mask.
Yeah, please do.
I think he could seriously use that.
I mean, it's the sort of thing that will only come up sometimes.
Sure,
Uh-huh.
but it doesn't hurt. It's either that or the dark vision goggles, and as we know, those actually do what I'm thinking.
I assume Nan would take the rope of climbing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, someone who can't climb very well should take it, right?
I mean, sure. Rope. Well, okay. So rope of climbing. It
We can all use it or whatever.
it just makes it easier to climb.
Yeah.
Also, there's this little magical spell you can cast called fly.
Maybe you don't. Maybe we don't use the spell slot. You never know.
I also have wings that'll help me fly.
Right.
Yeah, you also I literally gave you like wings of
Risotto
flying.
Yeah.
Whoever
literally
has
has
those.
wings. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well, to be fair, the first combat that we got in was in a cave. And I was like, well, I'd like to use these, but I kind of feel like flying in a cave is a moot point.
And also like I don't know. I want a lot of times I want my melee to be able to fly more than my ranged.
That is understandable.
Because
Actually,
like
what happened to that tiara and that other thing we just got?
the tiara Rufio has and has had
Okay,
since
awesome.
he conned it off of somebody. And the other thing John
He-
grabbed.
He earned it with his words.
I don't think I did.
No, he didn't. It was hey, you have a shiny thing. Can I use it? Because I forget who had it. I think was it
John
Ferric?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric had it, and he kept comparing me to Willow, but I'm nothing like her.
I mean, to be fair, nobody else in the party can really use it except for Celeste. We're like, yeah, nobody else can really do this, so knock yourself out.
What are you talking? It's
No, yeah, anyone can use it. It's just
Yeah,
it's
it's-
a ring of protection on a tiara with protection from good and evil
yeah.
that evolves. So at least wanted
Yeah.
it because it's pretty.
Sure. She didn't like the pretty wreath that Zagreal took with all the different
I
colored
did not quite
gems.
understand what it was when I was reading it, and I don't have another attunement slot. I guess I could
That's
get
fair.
rid of my ring of protection.
That's fair.
It's
It's a
yeah,
pretty good thing to drop an attunement slot for.
yeah.
The crown is gonna do some domination.
If it wasn't obvious, by the way, the wreath and the tiara are both like sibling items.
I was
They're
wondering
both-
about that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both items that were created before the Sundering. And so like I said, the chains are like
Set bonus.
part of the chains is that like raw divinity that makes up the crests that makes you a god. Part of that was lost in creating the chains and then with reinforcing the chains after the one broke loose. And so basically after that point, I didn't get into it in the thing, but after the Sundering, like divine magic didn't exist for a long time because the gods were so weakened from reinforcing the chains. But my point is, these items were made before the Sundering. So they were made of magics when the world just had more magic in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I kind of
Makes
imagined something close to that, like maybe because it might have some divinity in it before the world was originally sundered, that it might be helpful in the end.
No, I mean, the items, not as much. More just,
Okay.
they were made with when magic was stronger. And so they
Also-
have...
Okay.
Go ahead. Griffith.
Also, it was gonna feel kind of rude if I was like, oh, I should take that fancy super magic item as well.
I mean,
I know I already have one of the fanciest magic items. I should take that one too.
so also, like, just so we're all on the same page, the wreath is made from Takesis, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly a nice. It's not exactly. It's a fucking really not nice item. It's really mean.
My other item is
Yeah.
very nice though.
It's
It's not meant
literally
for the good side of the alignment table.
no. Actually.
Also, I said in the session that I thought Takesis and Tamex might be the same deity.
You said that to me after
oh,
I
I
asked
said
you
it
about it.
after you.
You said it
Okay,
to me
yeah.
directly, and I was like, "Oh no, that's weird." No, what are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah.
Nice.
But that has been the case this entire campaign.
Yeah.
You
No, I
call
believe that you did not just.
as soon as you
Yo,
introduced Takesis and said she was the Dark Queen, you've called Tamex that before.
I haven't called Takesis the Dark Queen until last 2 sessions ago, which you were not there for.
Yeah, but I listened to it.
It's really
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah,
quotes
I
about
did-
control.
I did
And-
there, but before then I had not.
Yes,
Or-
yes.
I'd always referred to Tamex by One True God.
I think when you sent me a message, you referred to Tamex as the Dark Queen. Or
I
you
did.
said
Gillian said that to you,
yes.
but Balin did not, put 2 and 2. But yeah, no, the state of the Pantheon has, and that whole thing has been the case since I created this world before this campaign started.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've tried to sort of lay hints. Throughout, like, things like if you noticed when you guys fought Malachi, the image of the eye that came into the sky was reptilian and draconic in nature,
Yeah.
as well as like there's been a bunch of little hints throughout the years.
Mhm.
Okay. I do kind of remember that about the eye.
So, but good session, guys. Next session we'll do some traveling and start making our way across Ishgard.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, really good
Oh,
session.
thank you.